I'm back. That's right. It's missed another cut. All right. So we're talking about surface area. Now, last Friday, I talked to you about the surface area of a rectangular prism and a cube. Today, I'm going to talk about a triangular prism and a square pyramid. All right, but what do those have that the rectangular prism and the cube don't have? They don't have a triangle. Okay, so what we're looking at is this. Here I have a regular rectangle, 8 inches, 8 inches, and when we look at this, we say that area is length times width. So in this case, you're looking at 8 times 8, and 8 times 8 is 64, okay? And we're not doing anything to it because we're done. 8 times 8 is 64. Now, when we talk about area, though, there's usually a label involved. And so here's an IN here, here's an IN here. Since there's 2 INs, then your answer is going to be 64 IN to the itty bitty 2. Okay? This is for a rectangle. It's all there. Now we're going to look over here. And this is talking about our triangle. So our triangle, all right, things start getting different. And then we start saying that A is equal to 1/2 the base times the height. Okay? So in this case, I'm going to look at 8 times 8. And 8 times 8 is 64. But wait, we got to do something to it. Because we said half of that. So, if you see, there's a 64. I put the 2 underneath it. And over here, I showed the work. I put 64 in my divisor box. All right? Knock, knock. Who's there? It's a 2. Can I come in? Well, my first number house is the house of 6. So 6 times what? Or 6 times what? Try this again. 2 times what will give me 6? It's 3. So 3 times 2 is 6. Put the 6 under 6. What are we doing? We're subtracting it. So 6 minus 6 is 0. I used my red marker to show, hey, I got to bring this to the party. I'm bringing 4. All right. 6 minus 6 is 0. Bring down the 4. My new number house is the house of 4. Knock, knock. Can I come in? Who are you? I'm a 2. Oh, well, this is a 4. 2 times what will give me 4? 2 times 2. So I put that over the 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 under 4, subtract, gives me 0. So is 32 half of 64? Yes, it is. But we're not done. Don't forget your label. So IN to the itty bitty 2. Why? Because length times width. And so that'd be an IN times an IN. And that's going to give me IN to the itty bitty 2. And you're done. Okay? So here is what we're talking about dealing with a triangle. So these two, the triangular prism and the square pyramid, have triangles, whereas my rectangular prism and cube do not. So today is going to be different from Friday. Oh yeah. All right, so we're going to go over this way, and we're going to talk about the square pyramid. Dun, dun, dun. That's right. We're now over at the square pyramid. Now what you're going to see is I have a blue square right here, and I have 4 triangles in red out here. And then see how I wrote h equals 4? That's important because that h is height. How tall is it? So I said 4ft. Well, what do you want to do first? The square or the triangles? Because when we look at this net says, hey, I got 1 square and 4 triangles, so I'm going to need 5 numbers when it's all over. I got to add those 5 numbers up. All right, So, I think I'm going to look at that blue square first. Blue square, what's the area? Length times width, so 8. And it's a square, so that means everybody's the same. So 8 times 8 is 64. Okay. And that's going to be 64 ft to the itty bitty 2. All right, now we got no choice. We're going to have to look at the triangles and figure out what is going on. Don't worry about this stuff. This stuff here, I was proving a point to somebody. I won. All right. So now we got no choice. We have to look at these triangles. So when I look at this triangle here, you have to look at this and say the area is 1/2 of the base times the height. So what is my base? My base is 8. That 8 is on the bottom, so there's the 8. And my height, what is my height? That's the h, and that's 4. So 8 times 4 is 32. Okay, so 32, there it is. But 32 what? It's 32 ft to the itty bitty 2. Because there's a ft there and an ft there. All right, so ft. But are we done? No, because we said we have to take half of it. It's a triangle. So we're going to divide it by 2. So there's my 32. Here's my divisor box right here. Knock, knock. Who's there? I'm a 2. Can I come in? Well, my first number in the number house is a 3. So if you hold up 3 fingers and take away 2, you got 1. So yes, there's a 1 here. Write the 2 underneath the 3. Subtract. Subtract, you get 1, and then you got to bring this 2 to the party. So I would use my red arrow, bringing it down. And now my new number in the number house is 12. 2 times what gives me 12? 2 times 6. So I put the 6 up here. 2 times 6 is 12. 12 minus 12 is 0. And you are done. So you get a 16. 16 what? Well, this is going to be 16 ft to the itty bitty 2. But wait. That's only one triangle. So we got to do something with it. Now, you can do the 3rd and 4th grade way and be like, okay, well, if there's 4 triangles, that means 16 is one of them. I'm going to add 16 4 times, but we're in the 5th grade, so you need to multiply. All right, so here I got mom and dad's old way of multiplying. 16 times 4 is 64. And then here's the new fresh hotness way called lattice. And I did it, and it's 64. So, and then don't forget your label. ft to the itty bitty 2. ft to the itty bitty 2. Okay, so when we come over here, we got 64 ft to the itty bitty 2 plus 64 ft to the itty bitty 2. 64 plus 64 is 128, but you're not done because you got a label. So you got to say 128 ft to the itty bitty 2. Now at this point is when you're done. But wait, there's more. Dun 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 dun. All right. Well, whoop, here it is. That's right. The other part of today's lesson. This is my triangular prism. All right. So, triangular prism. Down here is my net of the triangular prism. My net says, hey, I got 1, 2, 3 rectangles and 2 red triangles. So altogether, I'm going to have 5 faces. 5 what? 5 faces. Okay, cool. All right. So we got to start finding the square area of these 5 faces. So when we come over here, we're going to talk about triangle number 1. I'm going to call it T1. Okay, so T1, what do I have right here? Area is 1/2 of the base times the height. Once again, my height is 4. H is 4. and it's represented by the little dotted line, which you can't see very well, but it's right here. All right. So 6, because right here is the base of my red triangle. It's a 6. 6 times 4, my height, is 24. But are you done? Remember, you got to divide it in half, because a triangle is half of a square or a rectangle. All right, so half of 24 is 12. All right, and where there's a triangle 1, there is a triangle 2 over here. So that's why I put T1, T2. If T1 is a 12, then that means T2 is a 12. So now we got to find these rectangles. All right, so I colored this piece right here in black. That represents, where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Pow! Okay, so here is my triangular prism. Now, we've already done the end pieces. There's the triangle. Here's the triangle. We just did that. T1 and T2. Okay, T1 and T2. Those are gone. Those are done. Now we need to find this guy right there, that bottom one. So look at that. I have a 6 here, and I have a 7 here. So 6, 7, 6 times 7 is 42. Now I need to look and figure out if that was my bottom, then I need to figure out this top piece here and the back side. This is 7, and then that's a 5. So that's why I have 5 times 7 here. And what I do to one side, I must do to the other. So that's why I have 5 to 7 again. 35, 42, 12, 12. So now that takes us to the next stage. The next stage is adding up all how many faces? All 5 faces that we're talking about. There's triangle 1, triangle 2, rectangle 1, rectangle 2, rectangle 3. We add all those up, we get 136, in to the itty bitty 2. That's it. So, catch you later.